Hello everyone, I'm Ivan Zulu. I am a medical doctor from Cameroon. I am a Mandela Rhodes Scholar class of 2022 and I recently started a series of videos where I was sharing my experience applying for the Mandela Rhodes Scholarship and the nice thing is that some of the stuff I spoke about in the videos at least contributed in helping at least one or two people get better oriented while applying for this scholarship. And it's really amazing to see how people react to the videos I did in the past. So I was asked to come up with I had to come up with it, but then I fell sick. I've been sick, and it has been really difficult on me, and I've gone through a lot. And I for a while I took time for myself to try to get well, to heal, and I'm still in the process. I would say I am like in 5 to 6% into healing, and I still have a lot of work to do, and I still have a lot of care for to do for myself and to seek for. But I also feel like um, I need to finish what I started, if I can put it like that, with respect to the videos. So today I'm going to like speak about the interviews. So I have a little script. So from time to time I'll be looking at the screen because I could not keep everything in my mind like before. So I will have to be looking from time to time. And so this video you're going to be speaking about the interview for the Mandela Rhodes Scholarship, how you go and everything. Well, the first thing you have to know is that for I think for the past two years, the interviews were done online. So the scholars did not need to come to fly to Cape Town. I'm sorry, why my manners? Congratulations for all those that who made it to the interview level, and sorry for those who did not. But know that it's not the end. You can, if you're still eligible, you can still apply next year and try to identify why it did not work and try to ameliorate it for the next application. And you might still apply and not get selected. That is just how life is. I really don't know how to what to say, but if you still feel like applying, keep on applying and keep on also looking for other opportunities. There are a lot of other wonderful scholarships out there, and if you could put up an application for the Mandela Road Scholarship, then you can also come up with an application for other scholarships. So do not stop looking, do not stop trying, and keep on pushing. So that said, as I was saying, the previous interviews were for the past 2 years. They were doing interviews online with like through this kind of Zoom call. But this year, given that in South Africa, like COVID measures have really been like taken away, and like COVID is no more that serious. It's still serious, but the restriction measures and everything have really been have really been reduced and everything. So like you can see people walking in the street without face mask. You're not more obliged to wear face mask. If you want, you can wear face mask or not. So you are flying the candidates are flying them into Cape Town, and yeah, so the interview is happening. And in one of my videos, I showed you the hall where the interviews used to take place when it was done in physical. So you can always go back to one of my, I think it's a video where I was visiting the house of Madiba. So you can always go back in my videos and check, and you will see the hall where it used to happen and where they will make you wait and everything. So the interviews are happening physically this year. So know that. To prepare yourself for the interview, the first thing is that you need to make it to Cape Town. Like now, I think they have sent like some documents that you need to fill and everything for visa application for flying and everything. So start by getting your visa. I mean, getting yourself to Cape Town. That is the first part of the interview, because if you don't make it to Cape Town, there's no interview if you're not in Cape Town. So start by working on that, and that's the most important now. Focus on that. Now, that said, what you need to know is that for the interview, both of you are going to be stressed. Like, as you are going to be stressing out for one reason or the other, like this is the interview, I'm stressed up and everything. The MRF staff or the people conducting the interview too are going to be stressed. They are also going to be stressed. So both of you are going to be stressed. They are going to be stressed because they are trying to find the right candidate. They should not pick somebody who maybe is going to come and destroy the legacy of the foundation. They're trying to find out the best candidate for the scholarship. They're trying to make sure that they are choosing the right person. They are trying to make sure that they are not making a mistake by taking you. They're trying to make sure that they're really going to add something to your life, and they're going to be impactful into your life. So they have their own stress, a lot of stress while doing the interview. You too have your own stress. So do not think you are the only person stressed. Both of you are stressed. In fact, you all are stressed. you are a set of stressed people at that point. So that should like be already an element that calms you down. You know what? All of us, you're anxious here and everything. So that is that is it. The other thing is, while preparing for the interview, know that it's going to be like you should make sure that you know the scholarship, like what are the pillars on which the scholarship is founded. All this is found on the website of the foundation. So you need to know those pillars. You need to know what the scholarship is all about, what the foundation is looking for, and you really need to master this. It's not that much. That I think not that in there are 4 elements. So you need to master those elements and have them at the back of your mind, and every answer you give should be rotating around these answers. I mean, around this pillar. So any answer you give to any question that will be asked to you, it should be rotating around this. The next thing you need to know, and sorry, I'm so scattered. The other thing is that this video is where I share my own experience. The other video, I think there's going to be, I'll do another 1 or 2 other videos where other scholars will also share their own experience on how like preparing for the interview. So I'll do this the next video probably in early October, because we are having our last gathering, our last workshop at by the end of this September. Yeah. So yeah. So how the other scholars will share their own experience. So this video is me sharing my experience, and it's going to be a little bit long, so you should and I'm sorry if I'll be scattered from time to time. So once you have known that the pillars of the scholarship, like keep them at the back of your mind, the next thing is you should drink clean. You should dress clean, like come clean when for the interview. Come dress clean, like you should be clean, you should be neat, you should be good looking. You don't need to wear fancy dress, you don't need to wear expensive dresses. No, just appear, just make sure that you are clean and you look good. That is all. You should be polite, because as you know, yeah, it's in as much as it's a competition where they're trying to get the best. You should not come and you start picking fights with maybe other scholars that will be around, or maybe staff members or whatever. Do not also modify your behaviors. Like, be yourself, but you should be polite. You should really be polite, and you should be friendly to everyone, and greet people around. Ask questions, good questions. Do not go into people's life. Do not ask too many personal questions. Like, this is during maybe the period before the interview start properly. Like, because I think if just an example, imagine maybe you are trying to select people, and then one of the person you are trying to select for a job comes and start fighting. Clear that you are not going to take that person, you see. So you rather focus on somebody who doesn't pick fight, because this scholarship is all about keeping people together for a while. And if you are already picking fights and everything, you're already fighting people, you're already making problems, you might not get selected. So just be peaceful and keep yourself, be calm. Yeah. Be open-minded. You need to, while preparing for this interview, you need to be open-minded. You need to go above your what you think is always right. For example, I'm speaking this especially regarding the LGBTQ community. You don't need, even if you don't believe like in the rights of this category of people, you should respect you should respect their choice. Like, you believe in whatever you believe, but keep it to yourself, if I can put it like that, and respect the opinion of others. And as I said, this is a scholarship where you're going to, the interview kind of is like you're trying to get people together. And if you are this radical person and everything, I don't know, I'm not speaking on behalf of the foundation. Disclaimer, this is not this foundation speaking, it's Zolo speaking. So, but I think though you might not be selected, because if you are this radical person, I don't think it's good. I don't think, you see, I don't think, you might think, but I don't think you might be selected, because you are trying to have an inclusive society where everybody can live. And if you believe a category of people do not need to exist, then I don't think you might be taken into this group of people that are inclusive and that want everybody to express themselves. And again, it goes to the pillars of the foundation, to go to the pillars of the scholarship, what the scholarship is all about. Yeah, so you should be open-minded. You should know your essays, know the all the essays that you applied for. I mean, all the essays that you use while applying. You should master those essays. Master your personal statement, master your the cleaving issue that you wrote, like master your essays. But do not become a robot where they ask you any question, just start repeating what your essay is all about, because at this level in time, all of you people that have made it to the interview level are amazing on paper. Like, you guys are super amazing on paper. You are the best of the best on paper. Now they want to make sure that this person on paper matches the person that we have in front of us, and that is where the interview comes in. So you should really know that you are amazing. If you have made it to this level, you are really amazing. Those that did not make it, it doesn't mean that they're not also amazing. They are amazing, but like, you who made it to the interview, your profile is already outstanding. So now we just need to match, like, these things on the paper. Is it really this person that we are seeing? And yeah, so you should really master. I know that there's some people that might not know how to express themselves and everything. This is the time for you to really practice that, like, to raise that. But don't think that they're just going to ask you a question directly from your essay. No, essays is just because they will know you already. It can happen that they might ask you a question on something that maybe you said in your essay. You should be able to answer that. That's what I'm saying. You should master your essays. You should be relaxed. Like, as I said, relax. All of you guys are under stress, but relax. You're not the only one stressing now, so you should be relaxed. Don't panic. You should be relaxed. Don't be fidgeting and everything. Learn how to keep yourself. Be sincere, be real, but do not panic. Relax. Be relaxed, and yeah, it'll be fine. It will be fine. I've written exam before this. This is not even an exam, it's just an interview. In as much as it's important, like, it will really determine your life and everything, and all the efforts you have done in the past, and this, like, the highest point in that, in, like, in all of your life and everything. But you should be relaxed. Take it easy. Breathe. When you are getting to start, like, getting stressed. For now, you can maybe look for resources on how to control yourself when you're stressed up online and everything. So you should really be relaxed. Be calm, be fluent and eloquent when you're speaking. Don't shout, but be eloquent, be fluent, carry yourself well, be polite. Don't be fake. Be yourself, but yeah, be this nice person, be this lively person. And you really be shocked how they're just human beings like you. Some people say, oh no, go and read the profile of the people that are going to interview you. In French we say ça ne vaut pas la peine. Like, I don't see why you should do that. It is not useful. Why should you go be reading on Judy and everything? She knows who she is. The interview is not all about her, it's about you. So I really don't waste your time reading on people's profile and everything. If you want, go on. Like, it's your personal thing. That, for my own opinion, you don't need to read about people's profile and everything. Just come, be yourself. You see, be yourself, and yes, interact. Be yourself. You can be eloquent. Be sincere. Don't tell lies. As I already said in the past, telling lies is not. It won't help you. You might rephrase the truth, but don't tell lies. What do I mean by rephrasing the truth? You might put the truth in a way that makes better sense. You don't just throw it as it is. You might touch it a little bit for it to be better, if you see. But don't tell lies, because lies, you don't want to start putting lies, because you're going to live, if they select you, are going to live with these people for a whole year, or at least for a good number of months, and you don't want to be this liar and everything. So even if you lied in your essay, try to look for a way not to repeat the lies, if I can put it like that. And don't come and say, oh, you know what, I lied in my essay. No, I'm not asking you to do that. But just be relaxed and be sincere during the interview. Really be sincere. Use your weaknesses to your advantage. I'll take an example. This now I'm going to be going into my personal life. So, I had this traumatic childhood where one of my parents was violent, and that made it such a way that that parent and we have not been really in contact. And I tried forcing the contact back with that parent of mine, but it did not work well. And when the foundation asked me about, like, during my interview, they asked me about, do you is there a point where you need reconciliation in your life? And I said yes, with that parent of mine, but I tried and I failed, and I think I was not ready for that. And I think maybe the scholarship maybe is going to help me. I don't know, to find a way to fix this, but I don't know for now. So yeah, I failed. So you see, this is this is my weakness, where I failed in reconciling with somebody. Though you might think the scholarship is all about these perfect human beings, no, it's about you being yourself, being who you are. And if you're lucky enough and a god, or I don't know how you call that, supernatural being wants you to have this scholarship, you have it. So you don't need to tell lies or whatever. So be yourself and use your weaknesses to your advantage. So this is a way where I shared my weakness, but somehow it was in my advantage, because then it shows how I needed this scholarship, really, not only for the money, like the financial support for your education, but also for to help me in my personal growth, in my personal development, in fixing, like not fixing, but in helping me attain a particular objective in my life. So use your weakness. I don't know, maybe you were raped when you were a kid, and I don't know. Use your weakness. Anything that you feel is a weakness, look for a way to use it to your advantage, to use it for it not to be only, like, it can be a dark spot, but maybe make a nice tattoo around that dark spot, and it becomes part of something beautiful. It becomes part of something bigger than just the dark spot that it is. So that use your weaknesses. Be thinking about how you can use your weaknesses to your own advantage. And be diplomatic. As I said, you don't need to voice out exactly what is in your mind, because as a leader, is also somebody who might disagree on something, but knows how to navigate it. So be diplomatic. Be diplomatic while answering the questions. Know how to be politically correct while remaining sincere. So for me, the question that they asked me during my interview, first of all, when I got there, they really realized that I was really stressed out, because, like, I was really stressed out. Though it was online, you could see how I was tense. And I remember it was Judy. She was like, you should relax, relax. This is just to get to know you. It is not. You see how they are so friendly. They're so kind. She was like, relax. This is just to get to know you and to know more about you. So it will be fine. Everything will go on well. So yeah. And they asked me, like, what is, like, something about me that is, like, something funny about me. And I told them that I love chicken. Like, before coming to SA, I love chicken, but it has changed. I've eaten so much chicken in this country that, oh my god. Also, it's because I don't really have money to be buying the fancy things and everything, but I've eaten so much, because chicken is really somehow very much cheap. It's not that expensive. You can really have chicken for chicken for a very good price and everything. So I've been eating chicken. I've eaten chicken in all its form, and I'm tired of chicken. But I still like the thigh of the chicken. I don't know. The thigh of the chicken. This is what they call drumstick. I really like that part, so I always buy them. Yeah, and I eat them a lot. So yeah, they asked me what I like eating, or whatever, what the nice thing about, something funny about me. And I told them that I love chicken. Others were like, oh, they like music, they sing. Others they play an instrument. Others maybe they like hiking and everything. So yeah, they'll ask you a question to, like, an icebreaker, something just to relax you, to put you the mood. So yeah, they're really going to be friendly. You see, it's not for people who did medicine, who studied medicine in Cameroon, especially in my university. It's not a clinical exam. You see, because in clinical exam, the objective was to fail you. Like when you're coming from clinical exam, the objective of the teacher was to fail you. They needed to fail you. So they'll make you tense, they'll make you stressed up for you to fail. But then so yeah, it's not a clinical exam, it's just an interview to get to know you. So yeah, and then they asked me to describe how do people describe me. Like they were like, if maybe they ask your friends who is Zolo, what they're going to say. And also they'll ask you which name you prefer to be called with. They used to call me Andre. I really don't like the name. I like it, but I prefer when they call me Zolo. So they asked me like, how do you want us to call you? Like I say Zolo. They were like, oh, you are sorry, we have been calling you Andre. And I said, no, it's fine, it's fine. They were really like, sorry. I was like, it's fine, it's just a name. Yeah. So and I describe myself. You don't need to necessarily be anxious about it, but know that each of these questions is to see how you are reacting and how you are describing yourself, and if it is matching with your essay too. And I describe myself as somebody who is really focused on making sure that, somebody who loves neurosurgery and who wants to make neurosurgical care accessible to everyone especially in Africa and in the whole world. But also somebody who is very stubborn when he thinks he's right, and somebody who always does his best to make his friends comfortable around. Even if he doesn't like something, he was going to adapt to it to make people comfortable around him. And I basically describe myself. So while I don't know how you answer this question, but you can, as I said, keep in mind the diplomatic, the polite, the open-minded, the everything, and the fluency and everything. So that was a question they asked me. They asked me. The other question was, how will the scholarship help me? Like, okay, you have at this level of your life, how will this scholarship help you? And I explained like, it's going to permit me to get a master's degree, and after that, I'll be able to maybe enroll into a neurosurgery residency program, and eventually later on become a neurosurgeon and go back to my country to help provide care, which is also part of what I said in my essay, but that is actually the truth. So yeah, and the other question they asked was like, what do you think about politics in your country? This was a really good question, because my country, Cameroon, we have a president who has been there for a very long period, you see, and everybody is like, oh, he should leave power, he should leave and he should go. But when they asked me this question, the answer I gave, it was a funny answer. I said I have no problem with Paul Biya as a human being. Like, I even have no problem with him staying in power for even 50 years. If you want, they can even mummify him there and he stays there. But my problem is the fact that some of his actions have not been for the population. So I am not somebody who believes in this democracy where they will change president every 5 years or every 7 years or whatever. I don't believe in that. I believe in any leader putting the people he's leading in the center of every action he or she does. And that is where I have a problem with my leader, the president of my country, because I feel most of the action that he has taken have not always been in favor of the population, in favor of the people he's leading. And because of that, I feel like maybe he shouldn't continue being the president. Maybe he should give power to somebody else, or maybe things should change, because I feel humans are not at the center of actions taken. I really feel, because the way things are going, it's true, I understand every leader has challenges and everything, but I feel like humans have not always been prioritizing his actions. And when I said that I have no problem with him, because we're like, he has been in power for a long period, what do you think about him? And when I said I don't, because when I was on an interview, a friend of mine was in the room with me. Like she wasn't like on the video, but she was seated behind. She was just seated and listening. And she looked at me. She was like, "Are you sure?" The look was like, "Are you sure of your answer?" Even when I looked at when I was in the interview, it was like, but because that is what everyone will be like. No, you know what? Paul B has been there for 50 years. Say that no, you don't like it. You don't like it. He should leave power and everything. But I was like, somebody can be in power even for 100 years, as long as this person is working for his population. Let the person stay there. Even if you want, you can be in power for one. If you can live for 1,000 years, be in power for 1,000 years, as long as your population is happy and well taken care of. Be in power. But if your population is suffering, if people are suffering, I don't see why you should stay in power. And anybody can quote me wherever they want to quote me. I say what I mean. I mean, I say what I think is right, and this is what I think is right. Population, the people you are leading should be at the center. And if you notice this answer that I gave, though it is kind of somehow controversial, it is in line with what the foundation is speaking about. The foundation is speaking about people, leaders who have people at the center of their actions. And this is what I emphasize on, and this is what I believe in. And you see, the foundation objective match with my personal belief, and it was a perfect blend for my answer. So make sure that your answers are a reflection of what the foundation wants. And trust me, by answering questions like that, I don't see why you should be in trouble. And be diplomatic, know how to navigate these meanders, know how to navigate tough questions. So the other question they asked me was like, as a leader, when did I fail? Like, what was my failure? And I spoke about the fact that when the Anglophone crisis started in Cameroon, there's this civil war in Cameroon where we are fighting over colonial languages. Like, it's amazing. It's true. It's put simple. That is how it is. But it is something deeper than this. And there are a lot of things that have happened and that have happened and that are still happening. And they were like, when did I fail as a leader? And I told them that when this crisis started, I wanted to somehow force my classmates into, in fact, not only me, like most of us wanted to like force ourselves, like force the people of English speaking, the English speaking people to like, you know what, war is bad and everything, come back to peace. And but we did not try to understand where they're coming from, because there have been a lot happening in Cameroon. And it is known that the English people have really been marginalized. Yes, all the population is suffering. Everybody in Cameroon is suffering, but there has been like a really difficult and nasty thing that have happened to the English people, speaking people. And when this was started, we were just like, oh, you know what, people should calm down. Everybody in Cameroon is going through a lot. Why do you guys want us to be at war? Calm down, everything, and try to force people into something. And that did not help. That made things worse. And until I understood, I took time. Like, you know what, I dissociated myself and I tried to see things from these people's point of view. And there's when I understood what it really meant to be like to be marginalized and to go through all this stigma and everything. So that was when I feel as a leader. I did not understand people. I did not understand that people. I did not put myself in the place of the people that I was working with, or in the place of people that I had around me. Because I think, So I did not put myself in the place of these people, and that was a failure for me as a leader. And do not try to tell lies like, oh, you know, as a leader I've never failed, or you try to bring a nice thing like, oh, maybe I failed in. No, be yourself. Really look for something. But if you have not failed, fine, you can say you have not failed. It's fine for you. But I used what I felt like I really failed. And I explained, and they were like, what do you think you would have done different? What do you think you would have maybe done different for this failure not to happen? And I said I should have maybe taken more time to try to really understand the people I'm working with. And this is still a leader who puts the population at the center of his action. Because when you put people that you are leading at the center of your action, you try to understand where they're coming from. You try to see life from their own lens, or you try to walk into their shoes for a while. Then you understand the challenges that went through, and you understand how to speak to them and how to meet them, and how to literally how to navigate life in their own position. Yeah. And they also asked me like, what was my success as a leader and everything, and I shared like in the Association of Future African Universities as a president, success was like to really make help the association to spread itself across Africa, and to be in almost every African region, and that was really a success. And because the organization was still embryonic, and somehow somewhere I contributed in making this organization like known by many, and like impact life. I contributed in impacting people's life in yeah. So that was one of the success that I shared as a leader. I mean, that I had as a leader. The other question they asked me was I hope I'm still the questions like that. It's been long, like it's really been long, so I'm still trying to pick what I still understand. There was like, is there a moment in your life where where reconciliation was a success, or do you need reconciliation like in your life? So I've already answered this question on reconciliation, where with one of my parents, I really failed in reconciliation, and I hope that they like, I was looking forward to having this scholarship so that it can help me to come back for I mean, to look into it. And at this point in time, has it really helped me? I will not answer now, but I'm still discovering myself, if I can put it like that. And I would say this year has really been an amazing year for me, because in as much I've taken the greatest decisions in my life, I've also made the worst decisions of my life, and for now. And so it's a year that is somehow funny, where I do a lot of progress, and I also encounter a huge deal of failure, and I'm still trying to understand more. And but this scholarship, I would advise anyone who really wants to grow to take this scholarship, like to apply for this scholarship. It is magical. Like, what you go through is amazing, and you cannot compare this experience with anything. Yeah. The other thing, like they were like, okay, they also asked me to explain some part of my essay. Like, for example, I published a lot, because when I was applying, I had something like 12 publications already. And they were like, well, how do you do? You have not even graduated yet as a medical doctor, but you already have all these publications. And in Africa, how do you do and everything? I was explaining the peer mentorship that goes on in the Association of Future African Neurosurgeon, and how do you collaborate to write papers. And you don't necessarily need to be the first author, but you need to work consistently in a paper, and yeah, you're included as an author. And it was really impressive. They were really asking questions about my CV, and to explain certain parts of my CV, and things that maybe they did not understand in my CV, or maybe they just needed me to elaborate. And such questions also help them to know more if it's actually you, because they can just pick one thing in your CV and like, explain this to us. And if you don't, then that's why I'm saying that you should master your application, like your ACs and your CV. And yes, you should have it at the tip of your fingers. Then they asked me how the resources provided by the scholarship is going to help me for the future. And as I said earlier, I spoke about me having an education to better go back to my country and contribute in providing care to those that really need it, especially people in underserved communities. And that is really what I want to do, like become a neurosurgeon, and get to work in my country, or get to work in my country to kind of help provide to ameliorate access to surgical care, and also elsewhere in the world, and Africa and other countries that, I mean, other places that need to ameliorate access to safe, timely, and affordable surgical and neurosurgical care for all those that need it. And there was this question, like they asked me, do you have any question for us? I did not ask any question, because I was like, you know what, I'm not good. First of all, I was so stressed, and I was just like looking for this thing to end. Like, I was like, you guys should round up, and yeah. So yeah, so that is it. I hope I remember all the questions, but it was really fun. It was fun, and it was good. It was a good interview that I had. And though at the end of the interview, I was like, I did not know if I made it or not, because I did not know if I answered some questions well. I did not know if I navigated the things well and everything. But as I told you, if you really have at the back of your mind the fact that, I mean, answer your questions in a diplomatic way, being sincere, being calm, fluent, eloquent, relaxed, and using your weaknesses to your advantage, knowing your essays and your CV, being open-minded about certain topics, and being polite to people, to everyone, and like being clean, You don't need to be fancy, just be clean. Simply dress, clean, professionally dressed, if I can put it like that. clean. And yeah, if you really put this, if you really put this into practice, I really don't think you're going to have a hard time. And you should also know that it's an interview, and some people will necessarily have to be dropped and others will be taken. So just pray if you're a Christian, or if you're a believer. Pray, fast if you can, and do whatever you think is necessary for this stage of your life. But yeah, that is it. So I hope this video answered some of your questions that you had for the interview, and maybe will help you better prepare. And as I said, I will be doing another video like some few days before the interview, so that you get to prepare yourself. I mean, you get to know more from other scholars to of this year, how they prepared for their interview and how things went for them. And I wish you luck. I wish you good luck for the interview. And if it is for you, if it is meant, if it is for you, it's going to be for you no matter what. And if it's not for you, it's not going to be for you. But you should, it shouldn't be the end of things. You should keep on fighting. And yeah, I hope to make a video also about other things, but in this series of video for the scholarship, this is where I'll end this video. And you can like, comment, share the video with people that maybe you know that are applied, who are waiting for the interview. And if you can help them, if you have any question, I think I'll leave my email in the description of this video. You can always send me an email, and other people did in the past, and it's really cool to always interact with you people. It's so nice, like it really always puts a smile on my face. And yeah, so till then, much love, and yeah, take care of yourself. Bye.